I'm sorry to say this, but tipping culture has gotten out of control.
어쩌다가 미국의 관대한 팁 문화는 이렇게 염치가 없어진 것일까요?
I ask, have you lost your rabbit-ass minds? Can leave tips on average 20% despite not seeing a damn person who is actually helping us. They have gone too far.
일간 소울 영화입니다. 부유한 나라의 상징, 천조국이라고도 불리는 미국. 미국인들은 스스로를 관대하다고 여기는데요. 그런 문화적인 인식에 기여하는 것 중 하나가 바로 팁 문화이죠.
You serve Al, you're going to get a 50% tip. You serve one of us, we can probably afford 25%.
No, he's very generous, and so are you.
그런데 팬데믹 시기에 힘든 자영업자들을 위해 관대한 팁을 주는 것을 맞이 않던 미국인들이 각종 소셜미디어에 분노를 표출하고 토론을 하기 시작했습니다.
With self-service tipping popping up everywhere, from sports arenas to frozen yogurt shops and even airports where prices are already inflated, more customers are venting on social media. More customers are venting on social media.
The airport in New Jersey just asked me to tip at self-checkout. Tip myself? I did all the work. Who am I tipping?
I will be ordering from a kiosk, and the kiosk asked me if I want a tip. Why am I needing to tip?
그야말로 해도 너무하다. 나도 먹고 살기 힘들다라는 의견들이 나오고 있는 것이죠.
Places where we wouldn't expect to pay tips are now kind of proliferating. I think the most aggravated I was when I took some recycling down to a recycling center and the guy had a tip jar there. It's not like they took everything out of my car and did it for me. I did it. My boss doesn't tip me at the end of the day and say, oh yeah, here's an extra 25, Carol, thanks for doing a good job today. I don't get that and most people don't.
어쩌다가 미국의 관대한 팁 문화는 이렇게 염치가 없어진 것일까요? 그 계기 중 하나는 바로 팬데믹입니다.
Sense of community and extra tip. Sense of community and extra tips people gave to help service workers during the pandemic look like they're becoming standard.
Sometimes the default tipping amount is quite high. We're talking 20%, 25%. And it forces people to take a step back and say, wait, what's going on? When did this happen? When did this become the new normal?
그야말로 호의를 베풀어 줬더니 권리로 아는 것 아니냐고 되묻게 된 상황인데요. 사실 이 배경에는 심리적인 이유도 있습니다. 전에 팁 문화는 팁을 주는 사람도 기분이 좋아지는 문화였습니다. 하지만 전문가들은 새로운 기술의 등장으로 사람들이 죄책감 혹은 부담감 때문에 팁을 주고 있다고 말합니다.
The iPad tipping screens.
Oh,
Can we
thank
all
God.
agree we need to be done with those?
Thank God somebody said something, George.
You just ordered your black coffee and they spin around the iPad and they start complimenting you.
Yeah.
And you subconsciously feel guilty.
I think I feel more irritated.
I have to hit a button and say no tip. I have to actively choose not to tip. Whereas before, not tipping was a kind of a passive thing.
더 큰 문제는 자신에게 서비스를 제공해 준 사람의 얼굴을 볼 수도 없는 상황에서도 팁을 요구받고 있다는 것이죠.
I was recently asked by a computer for a tip where there were no people involved in the transaction.
Are you wondering where's the money going to?
I'm still wondering.
미국의 서비스 노동자들이 이렇게 과하게 팁을 요구하게 되는 데는 사실 나름의 이유가 있긴 합니다. 최저임금이 보장되지 않고 겨우 4달러, 우리나라 돈으로 5,000원 정도의 시급을 받는 경우가 많다 보니 팁으로 생계를 유지하고 있는 것이죠. 그러다 보니 이들의 생계를 유지하는 부담이 그들의 고용주가 아니라 고객에게 지어지고 있는 셈인데요.
As far as I know, the United States is the only country that exempts tipped workers from having to receive the full minimum wage.
Shouldn't the onus be upon the employer to make a fair wage for these people? Why is that on my conscience? Why is that on my conscience and out of my wallet?
아무도 자기 돈을 쓰면서 불쾌함과 찜찜함을 느끼고 싶은 사람은 없을 텐데요. 그래서 전문가들은 고용주들이 생각을 바꾸지 않으면 결국에는 화난 고객들을 잃게 될 것이라고 말합니다.
Goldsmith says she hopes businesses will give customers more tipping options because it could cost them far more if they don't.
We do want to contribute to others. We just don't want to feel like we're being tricked into it by new technology.
결국 고객의 입장을 고려하지 않은 업자들의 과도한 욕심과 고용주들의 방관으로 타인의 봉사에 감사를 표현할 줄 알던 그 본래의 의미를 잃어버린 미국의 팁 문화. 여러분은 어떻게 생각하시나요? 오늘도 세상과의 접점에서 영어를 만나는 일간소울 영어였습니다.
More customers are venting on social media. More customers are venting on social media. More customers are venting on social media.
The sense of community and extra tips people gave to help service workers during the pandemic look like they're becoming standard. The sense of community and extra tips people gave to help service workers during the pandemic. The sense of community and extra tips people gave to help service workers during the pandemic look like they're becoming standard.
Why is that on my conscience and out of my wallet? Why is that on my conscience and out of my wallet? Why is that on my conscience and out of my wallet?
구독과 좋아요 눌러주세요.